So, I am live again, on a bit of a roll today, to be fair. Anyway, I just needed to get this out there because I think it's very important for everybody to understand exactly what's going on and to understand what I would class as woke versus not woke. And in this entire argument that I've been having for the past 2.5 months about COVID-19, I've put a lot of information out, an awful lot of information, things including but not limited to the supply chain issues that would arise, the reliance on trade with other countries, and how that this supply chain issue would ultimately end up affecting every single person, including and especially including the food supply. The Mind of God, nice to see you in. Flat Earth Data, nice to see you in. My Realm, no comment, and Michael B, and many others, nice to see you in too. Anyway, I just want to talk about this. So this is from the Crow House, so you all know this gentleman. Currently, it's a video that's been released today, and he's talking about the supply chain issues. Now, whenever I've talked about that, my likes to dislike ratio has been something like, let's say, 40 likes and 80 dislikes. Okay, so when we look at woke versus not woke, the Crow House, with his 219,000 subscribers, we have 1,300 likes and 20 dislikes. Right? These guys understand what he's about to tell you. And I'm going to play a little bit about what he's going to say. And see if you can remember me saying the same things 10, 12 weeks ago. See if you can see correlation here with what he's finally starting to understand and tell to his subscribers is what I was telling you 10, 12 weeks ago. Listen up.
Something people aren't really taking into account is the supply chain, the breakdown of the supply chain that's happened. You know, years ago, probably 10 years ago, I was talking about how the codependency that they've created between countries is a trap. You know, we're not making our own things anymore. We're not growing our own food anymore. All we've got is situations here where, you know, food is grown here and it's exported overseas, and then we're importing food from overseas to eat here. And, you know, what they've done is they've stopped a lot of these supply chains running. They've stopped a lot of the trucks moving, and they've created a pretty desperate situation in doing that. You know, I was watching a report the other day, actually, by a guy called...
Okay, so basically he's just getting into it there. There's a whole 20-minute video of him talking about this. I've got another clip ready for you to play. Listen up.
Like I said, a lot of what people aren't seeing is the breakdown of the supply chain, because a lot of these businesses will simply not be able to recover from what's happened. That's the problem, you know. People look at this and they think it's all just going to go back to normal once they stop the lockdown. But the breakdown of the supply chain, you know, when it's all based on the economic model, yeah, this is going to create huge problems, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if there is a second wave of this pandemic, alleged pandemic, and we do go back into lockdown, it will provide a wonderful excuse as to why there is no food on the shelves. But as I said, the supply chains are already broken and they're not going to recover. You can't be throwing this much food out and having, you know, this much food. Like the stuff they're growing, it can't even make it to the port. Like I said, they're throwing out onions, tomatoes, you know, potatoes, even beef. People are just killing their cattle, and, you know, the beef's there, they can't transport it, so they dump it.
Exactly. You can listen to the whole rant that he does here. It's a 20-minute wonderful rant. I suggest I've put the link in the description actually, so you guys could head on over and listen to what he's actually saying here. But all this stuff is what I was telling you guys 10 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, and I was being called a fearmonger over. Now the reality's hitting home. Other people are picking up on this. Bigger channels are picking up on this, that the supply chains are going to become an issue. You cannot have people out of work, no lorries, no shipping, nothing like that. You know, you just can't have that. The transportation of these goods, you can't have, in the UK for instance, Now, my partner, her ex-husband, is a farmer, but he can't get the people in that he normally gets in to look after his crops. So he can't get the crops picked, right? Because normally he gets in workers from abroad that come over and they work for cheaper than they do in the UK. And they come in, they work hard, and he's got an endless supply of people coming in to work the farm for him. He hasn't got that. His crops, he's throwing his crops out. There's nobody there to help kill, you've got beef, right? So you can't kill them yourself because the delivery farms or whatever it is where they kill these things, they're not operational, right? So, it's either kill them on the farm and cut them all up because you can't process them. And this is reality, guys. This is what's going down. This is what I told you was going to happen. And, it might be that the shelves are stocked right now. You might have plenty of food in. That's great. You might go down to the supermarket and all the suppliers there, it's great. But what you got to look at is you got to look at how things are going to progress in the next 2 months or so, month to 2 months. Everything that I've always told you, it's always taken a long time to process and come to fruition. Everything I told you about the lockdowns, people being under medical martial law, all this took a long time for it to actually get out there and actually happen. Weeks and weeks of me having to put up with people telling me I was insane. Other channels, Sleeping Warrior, for instance, claiming that there was nothing to worry about, that there was no, he's got himself a bag of Monster Munch and that's going to last him. Well, whoopee-doo. See, everything I've always told you guys has always taken a long time to come to fruition, and this is just another one. So, just pointing it out here that the Crow House, with his 219 woke subscribers, have given 1.3 likes to 21 dislikes on this particular video, explaining to you about how these supply chain issues are going to become a problem very soon. And already I've got 6 likes and 2 dislikes. Hey ho, 2 people don't like the same information that I'm putting out that this guy's putting out. But hey ho, this is what woke people are. Sleeping Warrior isn't woke. Sleeping Warrior is asleep. So I'm woke. He's asleep. He also banned me from his channel, funnily enough. I wonder why. Could it be all the comments that I've made over the past few months have actually come to fruition and he now wants to erase all them from history? I wonder how long before he gets rid of all his posts too. But listen, you can't change history, and I'm not hearing this for a back and forth with Sleeping Warrior. I'm here to try and tell you guys from the bottom of my heart what I see is going on, what I see is going to happen, and trying to advise you, look, you can go out and you can plant some crops right now. You can dig up your back garden, or you can get some pots, you can get some soil, and you can put some potatoes in, you can put some carrots in. You can put some things into your garden that's going to tide you over when things get tough, because things are going to get tough. Things are going to take an awful long time to go back to being anywhere near normal, if they ever do. If they ever do. This could be the start of the biggest thing that we've this could be another 10-year, 12-year thing that we just don't know. It could be that long, literally. We just don't know, because the amount of different things that they could roll out on the top of this, on the back of this, which I've also talked about, the one world currency, all that kind of thing, they could roll it all out. It could happen. It could very well happen. Anyway, I just thought I would... what does this say? Hang on, let me pop out my chat so I can try and respond to some of you guys, because I didn't really respond to many of you guys in the last stream. So here we go. So let's see. Joseph Goulet, you're absolutely right. Thank you very much. Michael B, did the cat come back? No, it didn't. Funnily enough, it did not. It was a one-off thing on the windowsill. Never seen anything like it. Sean Hawkins, not interested. The Mind of God, Prophet Jeren. I don't know what that means, but maybe you can tell me tonight if we do a live stream and you want to come on. By the way, Ruhif wanted to have a little chat with you, Mind of God. So if you're up for it, there's always a bit of back and forth to had with him. Walker, you said it was a virus though. Indeed, yes. And I've never changed my mind on that. Why would I change my mind on that? It's the knock-on effect. I literally told you guys 10 weeks ago the knock-on effect of what was going on. I literally mentioned many a time the supply chain issues. literally, and if there's anybody in chat right now that wants to press a 1 to say that I heard Ranty saying that, I heard him say about the supply chain issues on many different occasions, press 1. So, you know, I mean, it's not just about the virus, you know, it's about the whole other things that come on top of that, the other issues, the supply chain. That's why I said to people, go and buy food. I wasn't saying it for the good of my health, let's put it that way. You know, wasn't telling you to do that for the good of your health. But anyway, this is just a really quick stream because I will be going live again later. What time is it? It's so it's 6 hours from now, basically, about 6 hours from now. Owen, no, you're not banned. Why would you still be banned? You were never banned, mate, ever. So I have no idea why you would say that. Anyway, I'm going live in about 6 hours' time. We can get into this maybe a bit later, but I would like to get back onto the flat Earth. If you've noticed, I've been trying to stay away from the whole issue. I think everything that I've needed to tell you, I've told you in the best of intentions, and everything pretty much I've told you has come to pass. So there's no need for me to keep doing live streams and being called a fearmonger when it's literally playing out for all you guys to see and to make your own mind up one way or the other. So the whole issue about anything is irrelevant to me now. There's no point in going on about this. But what I would say is that it's time to look into the supply chain issue for yourself if you haven't. Decide how that's going to affect you, right? Decide whether or not you could actually survive with the food that you have, or do you need to actually maybe make some more space in your garden, maybe buy a few plants, you know, things like this that are going to tide you over. Maybe get an extra freezer perhaps and put some meats in there. Whatever it's going to be, there is some issues going to be coming up, and they're going to be hitting soon, no matter how stocked your supermarket might be right now, because up here there's still a lot of problems with getting plenty of items, believe you me, right? So this is just the start of it, and I did try, you know, I'm only trying to do this to give you the best advice that I probably can. Okay, it's not fear porn, it's Ranty tooting his horn. I'm not trying to toot my horn here, guys. I'm just trying to give you the best advice as possible. We're all friends here, hopefully, even the Globers. You know, I don't hate the Globers, you know, at the end of the day. This is all just about trying to save lives here. I'm trying to save lives in my own way. I've been trying to do this for the past 10 to 12 weeks. I've got very stressed out over this, I have to say. Very, very stressed out off screen, you know, with everything that I've had to do, you know, in my private life, everything that I've had to deal with. All the issues that I've had to do with things like that. A lot of this has really been a long struggle, and I've had to fight you guys to get to this point. And you know, when you actually see it coming to pass, I mean, I don't know what to do. My heart, it feels so heavy. It really does. It just feels so, you know, and that's just how I feel. You know, I can't breathe at times, and it's really stressful because I've seen this coming for such a long time, and I've had to fight so many people to get this information out and to try and, you know, and to listen to all the comments and the people saying that I'm this, that, and the other. Anyway, yes, I'll be going live tonight. The Mind of God, if you want to join, or anybody else wants to join, send me an email, ranty@rantyflatearth.com. And of course, if anybody that's there, that's in the stream that knows me on the Skype wants to join, send me a message, and I'll bring you on too. Okay, right. So, listen, I'm gonna end this stream now, guys. I just wanted to put the information out there. Okay, I'll catch you later.